Hey guys, it's Michael. So, creating a new video about Who method of hiring. So, let's say you need to interview someone. So, without any process in place, normally what happens is you grab a resume and you have a few minutes before you meet the person. You scan through the resume and you try to come up with some smart questions that you can ask the person, right? And maybe someone else goes and interview the person and they do the same thing. They come up with these creative solutions and go with the gut feelings. So the problem with that is it's not very organized. It's kind of chaotic. um, and also the person who's interviewing doesn't really have a clue. So that's how I interview people for several years until I read this book that totally changed how I hire people. And I want everyone in Village 88 to understand how this Who method of hiring works, because one of the key thing as a manager is to be able to hire the right people. So with Who method, you can hire A players about 90% or higher of the time. The normal, if you just do it, chaotically, your chance of hiring A players would be less than 50. So this method really works and it totally makes sense. So you should really pay attention to how to do the Who method. So it's broken down into a few different things. One is developing a scorecard. So I'll explain in the next video what the scorecard is. Basically, in the scorecard, you try to find out the metrics that an A player would be able to accomplish in the next 6 months, 9 months, or a year. So let's say you're hiring a VP of sales. Okay, what would an A player VP of sales be able to do? Okay, so come up with 3 things that you think that VP would be able to do. All right, so scorecard is that. You also come up with 3 or 4 top attributes you want in that person. And so that depends on the company, that also depends on the job. So of course you want someone that has everything, right? But that person doesn't exist, right? Because none of us are perfect. So what we need to do instead is list all the attributes you're looking for and then pick 3 to 5 top attributes that you are definitely looking for in that position, and then don't worry about anything else. Okay, just you're focused as you do the interview, you're focused on identifying behaviors for those 3 to 5 attributes. So again, don't come up with 20 things you're looking for. Come up with 3 to 5 core attributes you're looking for in that person that you want to hire. So that's the scorecard, and you should have the scorecard developed before you go and try to interview someone, because you got to know what you expect them to do, and you also got to know what attributes you're looking for. And then there's a screening interview, top grading interview, focus interview, and then reference checks. And then you also got to sell the company to convince them to join you, right? It's a both way. It goes both ways. They should be able to want to join our company. We should try to get them to join our company. We have to sell ourselves and the company to get them to be excited. So Who method is really awesome. Study the notes. As you do it, it will make a lot more sense. The scorecard is usually prepared by the person who's looking for the position, who's looking to hire that person. So it could be me, it could be someone in the HR, it could be another manager filling out the scorecard. And then screening interview is usually done by the HR manager to filter B and C players really quickly, and that's like 15 minutes. And then top grading interview is usually done by several people for about an hour. And then after different people interview the candidate for the top grading interview, they get back, they look at the scorecard, and they say, okay, on those 3 to 5 attributes we're looking for, how would you rate that person? You exchange, different scores that you each came up with, see if there are differences, and then you make the decision together as a team. Okay, so I'll explain each step more thoroughly.